Hi there and welcome to this evening's Under the Spotlight with me, Victoria.
And me, Laura. Today we'll be looking at graffiti. Is it art or vandalism?
Also, later in the show, both me and Laura will be in the streets of London discussing London's history of whether it should be kept or moved forwards into the 21st century.
But first of all, she's a star of both stage and screen. Please welcome today's Under the Spotlight guest, Denise Van Outen.
Hi, ladies.
Hi. It's lovely to meet you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So you're just back from Broadway, starring as Roxy Hart in
Yeah.
Chicago. How was that?
It was amazing. Having done the show in London, I felt
Yeah.
like I was really prepared to go to New York with it. I think
Yeah.
without the run in London, I don't think I could have done it. But yeah, it was really good, and I was really lucky because it was well received, and you know, they gave the Brit girl a chance. So I'm pleased.
Was it quite different to performing on the West End at all? Or?
It is different because what you realise is in New York that theatre is a much bigger deal. I
Yeah.
think things are changing over here slightly and people taking theatre more seriously, but it was always sort of considered to be maybe sort of slightly camp, and you know, I guess because of a lot of the British shows that we had, mostly written by Andrew Lloyd Webber, like Starlight Express,
Yeah.
they send themselves up. But I think Chicago's quite a good serious piece of theatre, so I'm really lucky that I've had that experience.
Yeah. I mean, is like the crowd's reaction different in like the West End and Broadway? Do you find that they're like, I don't know, like laughing at different things and stuff like
Yeah.
that? Is there any differences?
Yeah, lots of differences. They do. The humour's very different. So there would, when I did the show in London, the bits that the Brits would like the irony, we get irony, they don't get it in the States. So the bits that, you know, the ironic moments, the Brits would laugh. In America, they don't get that at all, and they laugh at more of what they find sort of slapstick humour funny, you know. So there's a little bit when I'm pretending to be a puppet, and they find that hilarious. Which the first night was a bit like, what are they laughing at? You know, I'd tucked my skirt into my knickers or something. But it's and also the way they react to the show as well. That, you know, if you watch American shows like Oprah Winfrey or Ricki Lake, you've got the audience whooping and cheering, and that's what you get in the theatre, which is something you don't get in London.
Living in New York, I don't know about you, but I'd be shopping constantly. And obviously it's like London Fashion Week over here at the moment. So I just wanted to ask you, is there any fashions that you would just love to be brought back? Anything from like when you were growing up?
Yeah. When I was younger, I mean, actually the film Fame is about to be re-released.
Yeah.
Well, when I was like really young, when I was about 8 years old, everybody, because the first time round, and you won't remember this, that when Fame came out, every kid had a Fame tracksuit. So I'm really hoping that the fact that Fame's coming back, that I'll get to wear, in adult size, a Fame tracksuit again and not look stupid, because they're really comfortable.
One final question.
Which do you prefer, high street or designer?
I like to mix the two, and I think the thing about the high street that's so good these days is they quickly copy everything that's on the catwalk, and also most of the catwalk designers are designing for the high street. Just the other day I purchased 2 Christopher Kane dresses from Topshop, and now they've completely sold out, so it just shows how popular it is now for people to shop on the high street, but with a designer name attached, it makes a huge difference to their sales.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's true. Thank you very much.
Thank
It's been
you.
lovely to meet you. It's Denise Van Outen, everybody.
Thank you.
So, Strictly Come Dancing. It's been in the papers loads this week. Should Alicia Dixon or should she not be the new judge on the show? What do you think?
Personally, I think Alicia Dixon is great. She was a really, really good dancer last year when she won Strictly Come Dancing. But getting rid of Arlene Phillips, I think that's just the wrong move.
Hi, I'm here in the creative hub of East London, Shoreditch, where today we're going to be looking at graffiti art and whether it's perceived as art or vandalism.
What do you think about graffiti?
I think it probably is an art form in a lot of cases, but not necessarily all cases.
No.
And I would say it was also vandalism in
Yeah.
some cases.
Well, you obviously are surrounded by graffiti in your day-to-day life, as it's all over your shop walls and things. How do you find that? Do you mind it, or?
I don't mind the graffiti. I do object to any of the poisons that might come from it and that I have to inhale.
And here we are back in Brick Lane, one of the most famous traditional streets in the East End?
The question is today is whether all things traditional and old should be kept within society or whether we should be moving towards the future and becoming modernised. As you can see, Brick Lane is still full of old and traditional, as you can see from the turban chimney. Whereas lots of other cities and places all across the country and in other countries too are becoming a lot more modernised with all the modern art and modern buildings and things. But yet this is such a famous road and such a well-known place in London. Should it be kept as it is or should we be looking towards the future?
With all our spotlight topics, we would like to hear what you all think. Please email us at the email address shown below. Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed the show today.